This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, Otago Polytechnic has noticed a large number of female students studying auto mechanical trades this year. The Oamaru Steam and Rail Society aims to improve safety at a busy intersection near the Harbourside Station. And a film about Bollock Creek aims to show Wanaka residents how the spring-fed creek is an asset to the town. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. It appears more women are breaking into the automotive and mechanical engineering industries. Otago Polytechnic says the change is emphasised by an unprecedented number of female students this year.
Otago Polytechnic has 17 female students enrolled in its automotive and mechanical engineering programs this year. One of those is Jenna Boyce, who says she had no idea this was her calling.
My partner was doing this course 2 years ago in 2017, and he introduced me to car engines and stuff, and I got really interested. And then I figured out after that that my dad was an auto sparky, and I just fell in love.
The number of women enrolled this year has increased by up to 50% on the year before, but for Boyce, having other women in the course is something she's not fussed about either way.
I've been in scouts and cadets and stuff where I haven't had many females, but I honestly do like it, don't like it, it doesn't bother me.
Boyce says she's always been interested in mechanical objects and she was fascinated with how things worked. Her plan now is to secure an apprenticeship after the course finishes.
I won't be able to start until November when this course ends, but I believe I do have a job lined up already.
The course is set to go until the end of the year in Dunedin, the South Today.
Opposition from a men's group to a visit by an Australian feminist writer has prompted increased security at a Dunedin Writing Festival. Dunedin Writers and Readers Festival Program Director Claire Finlinson says they're taking precautionary measures because of an online petition opposing the visit of Ford to both the Dunedin and Christchurch festivals. Ford's latest book, Boys Will Be Boys, focuses on toxic masculinity and how boys are socialised by the patriarchy. Finlinson says the petition has uptake within certain kinds of echo chambers on social media, and they're just trying to make sure their guests feel comfortable. The Oamaru Steam and Rail Society is working hard to improve safety and infrastructure at a busy intersection near its workshop in Harbourside Station. Volunteers from the Society are installing electronic sensors to control the crossing's light and barrier arms, as opposed to triggering them manually.
Oamaru's Steam and Rail Society is bringing this crossing into the 21st century.
Automation of the bells and arms, so we don't have to have a man stand out in the street, and would also stop cars running through by putting barrier arms there to stop it.
Volunteers are also replacing scores of ageing wooden sleepers with concrete versions in an effort to improve the infrastructure. Harry Andrews says it's all about train safety.
Well, I hope it's going to be safer for our train, because our train has the legal right-of-way in the road. Some of the cars just don't stop. They come through at a massive speed, even when there was a 30k sign there. Going to be working with the council, and we're going to put some jutta bars in there to see if we can slow cars down.
He says rail safety is a huge concern in New Zealand, and smaller operators like them have the same issues as the major players.
What we have is the same as what Kiwi Rail have. They have the excuse they don't see the train, but signs are out. They've gone and got their licence. There's a road code that says you must slow and prepare to stop at all railway crossings, and that's in your road code. So it's not the train's fault, it's the way the car or the driver behind the wheel.
He says work at the intersection of Humber, Tyne and Itchen Street is expected to continue for the next few days. In Oamaru, the South Today.
A life-changing operation for a Dunedin 3-year-old was performed in the United States yesterday. Harry Finch travelled to Missouri with his parents Hayden and Bex and twin brother Ollie late last week to have surgery which will hopefully help him to walk one day. Harry was born with spastic diplegia cerebral palsy. The operation to release the muscle tension in his legs was performed at St. Louis Children's Hospital. Mr Finch said on Facebook the surgeon was happy with how the surgery went. A film about Bullock Creek aims to show Wanaka residents how the spring-fed creek is an asset to the town. Filmmaker Sam Smoothie says the film will show the journey of the creek from its origin to Lake Wanaka.
Clean and drinkable, crystal clear water coming out of a spring near Wanaka. Bullock Creek starts near a former trout hatchery and flows through the township, ending up in the lake. Filmmaker Sam Smoothie's planning to make a film showcasing the assets of Wanaka's urban waterway.
It's a cool feature having it right in the middle of town as well, where you know, the children right by the children's park, and you know, in summer you'll have heaps of them splashing around in there as it flows into the lakes.
He says the pure waters of the creek are at risk from stormwater runoff and even residents washing their cars on the street. He wants people to be aware of the stream's value.
It's pretty cool. The creek used to be on the borders of the fish hatchery here, so you still get a lot of trout running up. They use it to spawn, and there's also the native eels use it and come up the creek. And it's also really full with crucial microorganisms which protect the whole system.
Bullock Creek has already benefited from volunteers putting in some hard work into improving the landscape.
It's been a big effort. There's been a bit of bush cleared as well, just scrub and willows, and then we've been planting wetland, things that like the wet right along the edge.
Filming on the documentary began last weekend and should be available for public viewing later in the year. In Wanaka, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today. Could a new player on the Southern Petroleum market be bringing a petrol price drop? And we catch up with Professor Robert Pateman, who gives us his global insight. So see you after the break.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent. And where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garrador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Welcome back. Experts say Dunedin petrol prices may be about to alter. Industry observers say the imminent arrival of low-cost operator MPD in Green Island, in conjunction with the turnaround in commodity prices, should result in prices falling from their recent historic highs. Nelson Company MPD's new unmanned 24/7 Green Island station is expected to open tomorrow. The opening is part of the company's plan to build 20 retail sites throughout the South Island. Prices have also begun to fall following a drop in global prices for crude oil. Professor Robert Patman says Donald Trump and Juan Guaido need to resist the temptation to use foreign military force to resolve the crisis engulfing Venezuela. In the latest edition of Global Insight, Professor Patman discusses the latest developments in the once prosperous and now deeply troubled South American nation with ODT features writer Bruce Munro.
Venezuela was once the richest economy in South America, a country with huge oil reserves. Now, many of its citizens are living in poverty, and the country is in political turmoil. Welcome, Robert.
Good morning, Bruce.
What is it that's going on in Venezuela?
Well, your introductory remarks, I think, captured it. It is a country in turmoil, and it's a country which is drastically underperforming in economic terms. And I think a lot of people are suffering in Venezuela. People are going hungry, and you have a government, Nicolas Maduro, who's presided over a situation in which the economic growth has gone into reverse.
Two politicians are fighting for control. Both men say they are the legitimate leader. Who are these men, and what sort of Venezuela does each represent?
Well, one of them we've mentioned, Nicolas Maduro. He was Hugo Chávez's chosen successor, and he subjected himself to 2 elections. The last election proved very controversial because opinion polls showed that he only had about 20% of popular support, yet he somehow won with 68% of the vote. That led to widespread charges of vote rigging. He also seems to have bypassed the Constitution. He suspended the National Assembly, and that has led to the fact that he's running an authoritarian government, essentially. That led to a key figure in the opposition there, the People's Will Party, which is social democratic, slightly left of centre but more centrist than the Maduro regime, led by Mr. Guaido, Juan Guaido, and he basically declared himself president in January after the rigged elections. And and the United States and a number of other countries, 54 altogether, have recognised Juan Guaido's claim to power.
Will Donald Trump do in Iraq and South America? Guaido has suggested that the US should force Maduro out with military force. Would Trump do that?
Well, Guaido has certainly asked for military support from the Trump administration, and the Trump administration, relations between Venezuela and the United States have been pretty poor for a long time. In the Obama administration, there was no love lost between the Obama administration and Hugo Chávez. And the situation has certainly not improved since Mr. Trump has come to office. Mr. Trump prides himself on his audacity and also his unpredictability, which has raised tensions in South America. Guaido's request for military support is surprising because it seems to me that the most effective way of toppling an authoritarian leader like Maduro is for the people themselves to do it. Any indication of foreign intervention or foreign interference usually plays into the hands of the regime. From New Zealand's point of view, I think Venezuela is quite a lot at stake because it could be yet another blow to the international rules-based system during the Trump era. Since Mr. Trump's come to power, he's turned his back on some of the things that America traditionally stood for. America didn't, as we know, has not always followed through with its commitments on backing the rule of law, but it was at least nice to know that they supported them in principle. That, unfortunately, that support seems to have diminished recently, and I think if there's any interference, American interference in Venezuela, that will diminish it further.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. Catch us next time on Global Insight. Ciao.
After the break on the South Today, South Otago High School pupils are set to put their best feet forward at their school formal, thanks to some professional help. And we have a look at the weather's outlook for Friday, so stay with us.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
Most of us have spots on our skin. That's quite normal. Finding skin cancer as early as possible is key to successful treatment. Book in for a free check of 1 to 2 moles or a comprehensive full body check with the Mole Doctor in Waverley.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Autumn is here and it's too late to sow seed. But don't despair, Ready Lawn is the answer to all your garden woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 027 22 88 190.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, his Garador keeps his favourite right in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician, for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Ricky here from Beds R Us Dunedin, your local sleep specialists. Come in and try our huge touchscreen sleep selector, taking the hard work out of choosing the right bed for you. See you here.
Thanks for staying with us. All Black winger Waisake Naholo is heading to the UK, the latest Highlander to leave the franchise. Naholo, who turned 28 yesterday, will join London Irish in the English Premiership. The club has just won promotion to the top tier of English club rugby. Naholo has played 57 games for the Highlanders and has 26 All Blacks Test caps. Naholo is the Highlanders' top try scorer with 41 to date, including a record 13 in their championship winning season in 2015. Pupils at South Otago High School are tripping the light fantastic as they practice dancing for their annual senior ball. The pupils have been learning old-time ballroom dance steps during class under the guidance of renowned dance tutor Robin Gardner.
Stepping to the left, stepping to the right. Grab your dance partner's hand and turn. Dance tutor Robin Gardner showed South Otago High seniors the steps for this month's formal ball. For a long time the event was just modern dancing. Then about 10 years ago old-fashioned dances were brought back in. And in the last few years they've been learning these dance steps to contemporary pop music.
They're doing it to modern music, so they're really enjoying it. So I heard one girl say, quite surprised, "Oh, it's really fun." So yeah, it's going well.
The SNOB, which stands for Seniors Night at the Ball, is the highlight of the year for South Otago seniors.
And we call it the SNOB, which is quite unusual, and there's different ideas where that came from, but I think it comes really from dressing up. Back in the day, it's been the SNOB back from when I went to school here. So.
Liam Haar says learning the old-time steps helps preserve the school's history.
It keeps the history of South Otago High School and all the dances we've previously done, but with the modern music it allows the kids to sort of know the rhythm and the beat to it more than they would like a classic song that they probably won't listen to.
And to make sure everyone knows their dance steps, practices this year are compulsory.
Last year, for my first time going to the SNOB, we had a really bad turnout to the dance practices, so this year we decided we'd do it during form time, so we'd get more people coming rather than doing it at lunch.
The South Otago High School Seniors Night at the Ball is to be held on Friday the 24th of May. In Balclutha for the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Otago Polytechnic says there's a notable increase in the numbers of young women learning about automotive engineering this year at the Dunedin campus. And the Oamaru Steam and Rail Society is improving safety at a busy intersection near the Harbourside station with automated signals. A film about Bullock Creek aims to show Wanaka residents how the spring-fed creek is an asset to the town, showing the creek's journey to the lake. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome Hayden Meikle, what have you got for us tonight?
Hello Mel and welcome back. It feels like I haven't seen you for several weeks. You must have been on holiday or something.
I know, it's been a while.
Fair enough too. Well look, the ODT never takes a holiday as you know. We just march on. And tomorrow what have we got? Well we better start with Oamaru, because as you know Oamaru is probably the heartbeat of this province. It's a really interesting story. The Steampunk Festival up there, which is once a year, huge deal for the town now. And steampunk's become a big part of the culture. They have decided that replica weapons and military style dress will be banned from this year's festival. This is in the wake obviously of the Christchurch terror attacks, a lot of attention around guns in public. Of course these aren't real guns, often these are quite fantastic looking guns, but they're going to be banned. So big story for the folk of Oamaru and for the people of Dunedin and Invercargill and Queenstown who love dressing up as steampunkers. We've got a really neat story with a royal connection. So obviously a fairly prominent baby, little Archie, born this week to the royals. I'm not going to tell you anything more than that. You have to read tomorrow's paper. But a Dunedin family with quite a neat royal connection.
So just a little teaser and you'll have to catch it tomorrow?
Yes indeed, it's a cute wee story, serious story, the Dunedin City Council talking today about their plans for the Dunedin waterfront. They've said they want to hit the ground running. They're waiting for the decision on the Provincial Growth Fund. Obviously they're crossing their fingers they'll get quite a decent whack of funding for those plans. So that's another watch this space story. We've had some guns stolen from a locked safe up at Mount Earnslaw Station, which is slightly concerning. And in sport, Waisake Naholo, as we know, he's confirmed he's leaving. Now that's just the latest in a reasonably long line of Highlanders fleeing the country, headlined of course by the immortal Ben Smith. But Naholo will be missed, and Liam Squire will be missed, and Jackson Hemapo will be missed, all these sorts of players. So as Steve Hepburn's had a little bit of a look at the Highlanders situation, how many players they're losing and how they might sort of be replaced in the coming season. So interesting times.
Interesting times. Well, hopefully they've got enough youth coming up through the ranks to fill some pretty big shoes.
That's some big
shoes.
Boots, indeed.
Yes, I should say boots if it's rugby. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by MoMap.
Beginning with the southern view, an autumnal glance along Queen's Gardens in Dunedin. And looking at the situation, fine weather ahead tomorrow with milder temperatures. But increasing cloud on Saturday gives way to a wet and cold Sunday as southwest airflow arrives. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport, you should prepare for rain and a high of 18 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim, you're due for a cloudy day and a summery high of 21 degrees. In Canterbury, expect mostly clear skies with 19 degrees in Kaikoura, Christchurch and Ashburton. Moving to the southern towns, planned for moderate westerlies, some cloud and 17 degrees for Balclutha and the Catlins, while Lumsden and Gore should reach a high of 16 degrees. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, light northerlies and mostly clear skies are the order of the day over here. Wanaka leads the pack on 20 degrees, Alexandra is a close second on 19, Queenstown is third on 18 degrees, and Antiana you're looking at 15 degrees and you may have a few clouds sprinkled around as well. Up to the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru, light northeasterlies and clear skies, both heading for 18 degrees. Twizel and Amarama, you're also scheduled for light northerlies. Twizel should reach 19 and Amarama heads for a slightly higher 20. Moving to Dunedin, becoming fine tonight with westerly winds and an overnight low of 11. Mostly fine and sunny tomorrow with southwesterlies at first, followed by a northerly change and some cloud from evening. Looking at a high of 17 and a low of 11. And it's mostly cloudy on Saturday with moderate mild northerlies, but some rain developing at night. Looking at a 16 degree high and a low of 8. Heading to Invercargill, mostly fine tonight with an overnight low of 11 degrees. Fine tomorrow with sunny periods, mild northerlies and high cloud. Expect a 17 degree high with a low of just 10 degrees. High cloud increases for a time on Saturday with moderate northwesterlies bringing rain in the evening. You should have a high of 16 degrees and an overnight low of 9. And that's all from the South Today team for this Thursday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.